Okay, so we're in. We're in frame, we're good, we're ready. I'm comfy. You guys know I'm a type 9, and today we are launching a new series. It's going to be based around a type 9. Hello, I'm a type 9. And just, I don't know, whatever's on my heart to help you guys, to teach you guys, to coach you guys, to let you into my life, the highs and the lows, and just the life of a 9. You would have seen I have my coffee, I have my blanket, I have a candle lit. Yes, all stuff that makes me feel happy inside and ready to do this because I like comfort. I might not have the self-pres as my first instinct, but it's definitely my second instinct and it's a strong one too. And so I just felt like I want to be in my comfort zone when I'm doing these because you guys know my heart is to see people learn about the Enneagram in the simplest way possible. I love breaking it down. I love breaking it down into these bite-sized pieces for people to understand because it is so deep. The depth is real. Is that weird? The depth is real? I don't know. It makes sense to me, but you guys know. It's just a lot, and I just love getting on here and teaching it to you guys and providing a safe space, like I said. And I want you guys to hear, like, even if you're not a 9 and you're watching this is still going to be for you. I'm going to talk about stuff that, you know, you might be connected to a 9 somehow. Maybe you're an 8 with a 9 wing. Maybe you're a 1 with a 9 wing. Maybe you're a 3 that the 9 is your stress arrow. Maybe you're 6 and the 9 is your blind spot. Like, there are a lot of ways to be connected to the 9. And then the last piece is we are a little bit of all 9 types. So you definitely might relate to some of these things that I'm going to teach you guys on, or just hang out and talk about the highs and lows. My goal is that this just will help you guys, help you feel seen and heard and understood and not alone, no matter if you are a 9 or you aren't a 9, because even if you don't relate to what I'm talking about, you probably have a 9 in your life, and this will help you understand them, which is the second best part of the Enneagram. Not only do we get to look in our own hearts and figure out our own why, we get to understand other people too. So, okay, so I've rambled on. Of course, this is a 9 video. I don't care. I'm a rambler. That is definitely what I do. And so I have rambled on enough today. Before I dive into what I really would love to talk about today, if you guys wouldn't mind giving this video a thumbs up if you like it, and then also push the subscribe button. It's super important. I appreciate every single person that pushes the subscribe button. So today's topic is dun dun dun, sloth. More than likely I'm putting a sloth on the thumbnail and you would have seen that. And so you're like, what is this video about? Oh my gosh, I just spilled my coffee on myself. Okay, outtakes. Like I said, today's topic is sloth, and I just want to talk about what it is, what it's not, how it's shown up in my life, how it shows up a lot in my life, and what I do to combat that. Because just because it is a core weakness of the 9 doesn't mean that I have to just bow down to it and be like, oh, yep, that's my struggle and it's okay. Nope, nope, nope. There is no health or growth in that. So I kind of want to give you guys some tips at the end of this video on ways to combat that. So, okay, I'd love to know, what do you guys think of when you think of sloth? When you hear the word sloth, what do you think of? Is it a cute and cuddly animal, or lazy, or something that's super slow moving? Are those the things that come to your mind when you think of sloth? And honestly, yes, those things are true about the sloth, but that is not what it means for the type 9. I know that it's a stereotype of the 9 that we're lazy and that's what sloth means. And it's like, oh, you're a 9. Oh, you're lazy and you don't do anything. I'm like, that could not be further from the truth. Because the truth is, type 9s, we are not lazy. We actually are really, really busy. The thing is the type 9, we will stay busy doing all the things that are easy and what keeps us from doing what we should be doing. Is that right? Like, I know for me, that's so true. It's constantly staying busy so I can avoid doing what I'm really supposed to be doing. Because usually it's something either the 9 doesn't want to be doing, or it's so overwhelming they don't know where to start or how to start, so they avoid it. That can look like so many different things. For me, it can be like bill day, where it's like, oh, it's time to pay bills, and you're like, oh, I kind of want to be doing anything else but paying bills today. It also can look like a calling a type 9 has on their life. It could be starting a YouTube channel. It could be writing a book. It could be starting a podcast. Whatever God has placed on your heart, there's usually a calling on our hearts, right? We have purposes here on earth. It's something that makes our heart sing, and we can get excited for, and it's like, oh my gosh, this is going to be so awesome. I know this is what I'm supposed to be doing, but to start it feels so overwhelming. You don't know where to start. And a type 9 just won't know where to start sometimes. And so they never actually start. It stays just this hidden dream in their heart. I have seen this over and over in my own life. And I'm going to give you some real life examples. The first one is starting my YouTube channel. This is the truth. God placed this in my heart 5 years before I actually pushed record. 5 years. It took me 5 years. Guys, that is a lot of wasted time. That is a lot of things that I probably missed out on. Because why? I didn't know where to start. It felt overwhelming. All of a sudden, I got afraid. I started thinking, am I good enough? Other people are doing it. They're better than me. Why would I do it? All these reasons why maybe, I wasn't good enough to do it and stuff like that. So first, that can be a battle, and that can be, so you might be fighting your own, inner voices. But guess what? After I started my channel, if you go back and look at like the dates, you will notice I started strong. I actually was doing pretty good. And then there's a lull. And why is there a lull? Because I realized putting myself out there felt so risky. And I started to doubt myself. And it felt like sometimes I got comments that weren't nice. And I'm like, oh, I'm causing conflict. And it made me draw back and not want to do what I'm called to do, because there's risk involved, and it caused conflict. Because putting my own opinions and teachings out into the space, it felt scary and overwhelming. And honestly, there was something in me that was like, just go back to your safe space. Just go back to where you don't have to deal with all this risk and conflict. Just go back to sleep. Stay asleep to your own dreams and desires. That felt easier. Guys, that's really what the definition of sloth is for the type 9. It is. It's staying asleep. It's staying in the safe place. It's not going after your own dreams and desires, your purpose, what you're meant to do. It's playing safe. It's staying safe, and it's staying in this inertia place. But I will tell you, during this lull, when I didn't make videos, I found myself super busy. So it's not like I was just laying on the couch watching Netflix, eating, and not actually doing what I was supposed to be doing. Oh no, I kept myself super busy. I was always redoing my website. I built it from the ground up, which that was a whole crazy piece on its own. But I just found myself going, oh, so-and-so's website looks so much better than mine, so I'm gonna redo it. And I would use all my energy and resources in redoing my website. Ask any of my friends. They literally I feel like they had to stage an intervention in order for me to stop doing that, because I kept myself busy. I was online all day. I'm working. I'm in my office. I'm working, right? But I'm not actually doing what I'm supposed to be doing. Another thing I found myself doing was getting these bright ideas of like, you know what? I need to rearrange my office, or I need to rearrange a room in my house. And I would find the energy, all of a sudden I'd get this burst of energy and this excitement. I'm like, oh, I'm going to do that. And I would, go buy everything that was needed, or rearrange everything, make it all fresh and clean. But again, guys, what am I doing? I am keeping myself so busy that I don't do what I'm supposed to actually be doing. Can you relate to that? If you can, leave me a comment down below. Put a little hands up of like, yeah, you're speaking to me. I can relate to that. It's funny because now looking back, like the list of things to do, especially easy things to do, was endless. I could have kept myself spinning for the rest of my life with all this busy work. I found myself thinking, well, I can't move forward with this overwhelmingly hard thing called YouTube, before I did all the easy things. And so I just found myself spending all the time doing easy things. The problem with this was really the easy things were never done, right? They just aren't. And so I could just keep spinning for the rest of my life, really. I read somewhere that sloth is saying no to the endless potential and possibilities that God has for us. Yeah. It even hurts as I say it. I'm like, I know, that's kind of what it is. Sloth is going after things that you don't need to be doing or staying in that state of inertia so that you don't risk anything. Right? Like we need to risk. We need, and honestly, that's not a great place to live. I cannot tell you guys how many times that I've abandoned my own potential by not pursuing what I know is my passion. Because, yeah, YouTube is my passion. Really not YouTube, actually. It's teaching is my passion. It's coaching. It's teaching you guys more about yourself, clarity and compassion for yourself and others. That's my passion. And I just know that YouTube is a platform I've been called to teach it on for now. And guys, I've actually had to work through this because this lie that I've been believing is tied to the Nines wounding childhood message, which is it's not okay to assert yourself. I have been believing this lie since childhood, and like most people do, right? Most Nines, we and actually all types, our wounding childhood message, every type has one. We usually in our childhood is when it becomes our truth that we live by. And it's not true. It's a lie. And as adults, we should not be believing a lie that we felt like was our truth as a child. So as a child, I 100% always believed without knowing this was my belief that it was not okay to assert myself. I can't tell you one time that asserting myself went good. When I think about to my childhood, anytime I tried to assert myself, I was either wrong or it was stupid, or you could just tell people were like, what are you doing? Or just all these things. I have all these memories of asserting myself and it never going well. But again, I was a child. And so as an adult, that's no longer true. And what I've had to learn is going after my own passions means I have to assert myself. Honestly, guys, I had been believing for so long that I wasn't good enough. Someone else could do it better. These things were constantly running through my mind. And so moving along to how do I combat this? How do I combat my core weakness, which is sloth? The first thing is I've had to learn to let go of the lies. It's a lie. It's something that I literally do not have to believe about myself any longer. And so I have learned this practice of letting it go. And it's something I actually physically practice. Anytime I find my mind like start spinning, that because it happens. This is a core weakness. You know what a core weakness means? It means for each type, your core weakness, it's something you'll wrestle with the rest of your life. It's a wrestle, but it doesn't mean it has to win. Every day I could choose to give in, but every day I have to combat that and go, no, I'm not going to give in to sloth. I'm not going to believe my wounding childhood message. I'm not going to believe that message that it's not okay to assert myself. I'm going to replace it with truth. And to be completely honest, and this goes not only for me, but for you, only you could do what you were created to do. Only you. It doesn't even matter if you're in the same lane as somebody else and you feel like they're doing it better. They're still not you. You're the only one that was created to do what you're meant to do. I've had to learn that only I can reach, teach, coach, all of that, the people that come my way, because my giftings, my talents, my personality, that is what they need in that moment. And that same thing is for you. You have giftings and talents and your own personality that is attractive to people and that they will be drawn to you and whatever this looks like. Obviously, you're more than likely not a YouTuber. You probably have, you're probably doing something else in your life, but it's a calling, it's a desire, it's a passion, and only you can fulfill that. And so it's like starting to believe like you were meant for something more. You were meant to do what you're supposed to be doing, and only you can fulfill that. There's power in that. I don't know, for me, like I gained strength from that. I gained clarity from that. I gained just this confidence from knowing that truth. And I've realized that I need to be kind to myself because I am very kind to other people. Gosh, guys, I'm like a fidgeter. I'm really sorry. Am I sorry? No, I'm not sorry. I'm not going to apologize for that. But I do fidget a lot. But like I was saying, I have learned to be kind to myself. I am kind to other people. Why am I not going to be kind to myself? Like, we need to be kind to ourselves. No matter what your type is, you need to be kind to yourself. So the work is to truly see yourself, truly believe in yourself. Allow that you're not perfect and you're never going to be perfect and you're going to make mistakes and it is okay. It's so important for the 9 to know that it's okay to assert themselves. It is okay to assert yourself. You need to assert yourself. Other people assert themselves into your life, right? And you're okay with that. And so it's the awareness will help you. Just even learning this is going to help you. It's going to help you next time you'll be able to catch yourself and go, oh, I wasn't asserting myself, but this is a moment where I should assert myself because your opinions, your thoughts, you matter. And the key is now you have the tools to catch yourself in the act. So sorry, not sorry. You needed these tools. You needed tools that are going to shine a little light on these places that you are either living on autopilot, not aware of, have the inertia, any of that kind of stuff. You need a light to shine the light on it and go, oh, I didn't know you were in there, and that awareness, that's going to help you stop and pivot faster next time. So now when I find sloth showing up, because it does, and it will, it doesn't go away, at least not for me. I mean, if it did for you, awesome. But for me, it definitely doesn't go away because it's literally a coping mechanism I've had since I was a child. So now it's just something that I wrestle with. And so when it does show up, I ask myself, what's going on? Why? What's the root? Where is this coming from? Because it doesn't just happen. There's usually a reason why it's coming up or a root of where it comes from. So the bottom line is the core weakness of sloth will always be there. But I have a choice. I don't have to do it. I don't have to pick it up. I don't have to allow it to control my life. Does that make sense? It really loses its power once it's in the light. Once you're honest with yourself and you gain that self-awareness and it's in the light now and it's no longer like, well, you're awake to it. So you're not even asleep to it anymore. It kind of does lose its power. And I think when we come together, we share our stories, it helps each other. And that's why I love when you guys leave comments in the comment box below and you even are talking to each other. That helps. Let's help each other feel seen and heard and loved and not alone and understood. That's my goal for this channel. You guys know it's kind of what I say in a lot of my videos. But thank you so much for spending some time with me today. I hope that this helped you. I hope that this is a video series that every Friday you'll be excited for because I'm going to give you little nuggets of wisdom, maybe go a little behind the scenes in my life in different areas. And I don't know. I think the possibilities are endless and I'm just going to take it one week at a time, and see what it looks like. So, but I would love to know today, how did this resonate with you? What does sloth look like for you? And what is your passion? What is your dream? Leave it in the comment box below. I love it when you guys share with me, I don't know, little nuggets of who you are, your journey. It's inspiring to me. I read most of the comments. Some do slip by, but gosh, they're so inspiring and I love it. So anyways, thank you guys so much. Don't forget to subscribe and like the video. And I never want to end a video without giving you guys this opportunity. I do offer a Discover typing session. If you've been watching this video and you don't know your type, I will link that right here and down below in the description box. But it'll have way more information about what that is. But I always want to give that option to you just in case you have stumbled upon this video and you're not for sure of your own type. You definitely need to know your dominant type in order to utilize all the tools for growth and stuff like that. So that's all I have today, guys. Bye, guys. See you next week.